Hey, what's going on, everyone? Sly. I'm pumped up to make this video because Sean Salisbury was doing a radio station for Sacramento. For those who don't know, Sean Salisbury, he was the dude that was on ESPN in the 2000s, and he was like the guy. Like, he was like Stephen A. Smith was right now. Like, he was like one of the faces of ESPN. And he got so big that he did movies with Rob Schneider in The Benchwarmers. He was in The Longest Yard with Adam Sandler. Even Christian McCaffrey's in that movie. Check it out.
That's how a white man runs a football.
Yeah, that movie. But anyways, he was on the radio and he went off on the media, and I loved him, man. Check this clip out real quick and we'll talk about it.
So much of the national media is just waiting and hoping that Brock Purdy fails. Are they trying to justify their own predictions? Is this a scouting embarrassment? You've been in national media at the highest levels. Can you put your finger on it?
No, and it actually, this sounds like cheesy, like I'm in that Mean Girls movie. It grosses me out.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. I mean, listen, are there quarterbacks more gifted that can throw it farther, that can run faster? Yeah, bigger, 6'5". I mean, yet, here, the perfect case in point. How many Super Bowls has Josh Allen been? And I think Josh Allen's special. I'm just talking about the guy. You know what it tells me, first off, of the national media, that plenty of them don't watch tape, that it's all just opinion-based without any validation on what you saw, that you're just throwing it out there and hoping people listen and you can battle about it on some dumbass hot take show, that you're not studying the quarterback position the way you should. I didn't ask for it. This isn't the Olympic Games where I'm asking for your decathlon winner. I said best quarterback. I could go to Joe Montana. Joe Montana wasn't the most physical.
That's right.
He didn't have the strongest arm. He had good players, but Joe made them, if they were great, he kept them there. I don't know. I've never understood it. Why? And this is a story we should all root for. Yeah. 7th round pick, last pick of the draft. Barely had to struggle to make the team. Shows me that he's better in big games, and maybe he even is in games that are maybe less important. Although the Baltimore game was important. My point is, talk about sustained success. 2 years, NFC Championship game. He wins. He's almost 70%. Missed the game and threw for over 4,000 yards. Has overcome some adversity. He's second most at least with about 2 weeks ago. He was most yards in the league at quarterback, and 32nd in pass attempts, which tells me he's accurate for running after the catch, and he's averaging like 9.8 yards of completion. Or per attempt. I don't get it. Maybe because he doesn't look the part of a big physical guy. Josh Allen's turned the ball over 21 times this year. In a loss, we're telling everybody's praise how great he is, and I get it. If Diggs catches that ball, and I understand. I think we love the spectacular. We're praising Jordan Love, who's going to be a great player, for throwing. If Brock Purdy would have thrown the pick Love through, the people would want him out nationally. They'd say, so it's diarrhea of the mouth. I do study the position. I'm not that smart, but I do know this position, and I look at. I don't know what do you want? Do you want him to be 6'4", 220, and then do this? I mean, the guy has no business as a 7th round pick. Most guys don't make a team. I understand he's got great players. So you're telling TJ Watt must suck then. If TJ Watt has to suck, why? Because he's got good players too. And TJ Watt, they didn't go to Super Bowl. So TJ Watt, it must be that he's not any good. No, TJ Watt's great. Okay. Oh, Myles Garrett's team lost to the Texans. Guess what that means? Myles Garrett's not any good because, well, he's a great player, but he's not any good because he's got other good players around him. I don't understand the concept of having good players. Isn't that the object, to go get good players on a team and then have a quarterback keep them there? I'll pound the table for Purdy. I don't know if he's going to win this weekend. I know this, though, as far as 2 seasons go, this is quarterback, not athlete. There's some great ones out there. He's not going to win a Superstars competition, but he's tough. He throws it on time and accurate. And if Kyle Shanahan likes him, the guys that talk about him on TV don't mean a hill of beans to me. It tells me it's lazy analysis. The object is to have good players and have a quarterback. Now, is he going to go and take Carolina to the playoffs in the Super Bowl? Probably not, because he may not be the guy that elevates them. But why are we punishing a guy for being on a good team? I just don't get it. And I think it's lazy, and I think it's a narrative that they have no matter what. If he goes and wins the Super Bowl, what are they going to say? It's only because McCaffrey or Deebo Samuel or George Kittle? Nah, if that guy under center can't throw it accurately and doesn't lead, then you ain't going to a Super Bowl no matter how talented you are. I think the national media, in some sense, with the Brock Purdy stuff, is stuff I can't say on radio that I could say on a podcast. I will rip their ass to shreds like I did on mine. It's simply lazy analysis and diarrhea of the mouth. You're not watching the position the way you should.
But it appears when it's wet and when it's a rainy situation, he loses some of that. What are the challenges for him when that's slightly off, whether the weather is affecting some of that greatness that he has?
Well, I think, it affects receivers. It affects quarterbacks. If I had a dime for every quarterback it affected when it got a little inclement, that maybe had a little smaller hand, I never had a problem with it because I'm 6'5", big hands, and I could grip the ball, yet I sure as hell didn't throw it as accurate to make the good decisions he had just using myself. I watched David Craig, who had small hands, fumble a lot, but always, when he was going good, there was nobody better. Those are things you can't control. Hopefully you put a glove on or you're still accurate. But how many times a year are you, and I know January brings inclement weather, but can't we do that outside of maybe a Mahomes or an Allen or Stroud? Stroud didn't play his best game. It was cold, and we know he can throw it. Crap happens. You're going to lay it on the ground once in a while. I'm not going to punish him because, well, again, 2 NFC Championship games and one he didn't get to finish. So we'll judge it now. And let's see, this game, and then it'll be NFC Championship game. Will it be at home? Maybe it'll be cold. So, we could find something to criticize everybody about, including Purdy. If the worst thing I'm going to say about Brock Purdy is that if it's raining hard, he doesn't grip the ball as well, but still didn't turn it over last week, then I'm okay with that. He's not the perfect, poster child for perfection, check mark down the list, but I win with him. He's accurate. And when they tell me he doesn't throw the ball down the field, you know who the second most accurate quarterback in deep ball throws is this year?
Oh.
Brock Purdy.
Well,
Purdy.
Well.
So I get that you want the specimen, but give me a guy who accurately and once in a while may struggle with a glove on or laid it down in bad weather. I know a lot of guys who did that. Weather, that's part of the reason people put a roof on, that they want their quarterback to play in good weather. It's going to happen. We'll see how he deals with it. I couldn't root harder for him, and even more now because the guy deals with so much crap that if he'd have been the third pick of the draft, people wouldn't be able to stop praising and singing his praises and root for him. It's the oddest thing on the planet. It really is to me when it comes to football.
All right, man. I love that, man. I'm pumped up because the way he was feeling about the media is the same way I was feeling about the 49er YouTube content creators during the offseason that were doing nothing but ripping Brock Purdy, So I'm pumped up. And Sean Salisbury, man, he's a dude that's freaking been there. He's a quarterback for USC. He was a quarterback for USC. Then he was a quarterback in the NFL for like 10 years. So he knows what he's talking about. And he even said it. He was like, dude, I was 6'5". I was a prototypical quarterback that you would look for. But I didn't have like pretty much the brains as Brock Purdy. Me, myself, I was kind of the prototypical quarterback too, man. I was a big, tall mother effer. I had great my first game, but after that, man, I'll be honest, I fucking turned into Jim Druckenmiller, man. I turned into Jim Druckenmiller because I didn't have the brains as Brock Purdy. Some people just have the intangibles, like Sean Salisbury said, but just didn't have the other things. Look at Jamarcus Russell, man. He had everything. But he just didn't have this, and that's where Brock Purdy beat you at. And that was probably the biggest thing that I took away from it. So true. And he was right about the media heads just talking all this trash, ripping him for, just because he's not that prototypical dude, he's not 6'5", not the Josh Allens of the world. And he had a better damn game than Josh Allen. Josh Allen had pretty good conditions compared to Brock Purdy. So I liked what he said at the end too, Sean Salisbury. If the worst thing that I am as a quarterback is sometimes once or twice a year playing in the rain, like, dude, I'll take that any day of the week. And that's so true, man. Absolutely so true. It wasn't even like, obviously those 2 throws that he could throw an interception. Yeah. However, Jordan Love throws 2 interceptions, and he's right. If Brock Purdy would have thrown that ball what Jordan Love did, oh my gosh, the media would have been all over him. And everyone's talking about the 2 picks that Brock should have thrown. Love could have thrown 2 other picks too. There was 2 other picks he could have thrown, but no one ain't talking about that. All they're talking about is Brock Purdy and those 2 picks that he didn't throw. If doesn't make sense. So you're hearing more about that, than that game-winning drive. If that was Josh Allen with that game-winning drive, if that was Lamar Jackson, anyone, that's all we would be talking about till the championship games. That's all we would be talking about. But because it's Brock Purdy and obviously they don't like him, it's just a different narrative, man. Absolutely a different narrative. So I was pumped up hearing this, I was pumped up hearing this at Sean Salisbury. I wish Sean Salisbury was a local media guy, man. I swear, because this guy, man, he's like, if you watched him back in the day on ESPN, like, he was a no-nonsense dude. Like, he could tell he had that dog to him where he wouldn't be afraid of telling you something. If he was next to Grant Cohn or someone like that, oh my God, like, they would be shook. Like, it would be worse than Kinlaw, because his ass probably would have knocked some of these fools out that just talk so much crap, But I like the fact that Brock Purdy is not like that. He's not listening to all these crazy media people that are just coming out ripping him and all this stuff. He's really into whatever the game plan is. He's not listening to what the media's saying. I know there's some guy like Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel that they talk about on social media, like, dude, why are you ripping this guy? Like, you guys are nuts. Brock Purdy, he doesn't watch. He's not watching FS1. He's not watching ESPN. And by the way, ESPN, man, jeez, have they gone in the gutter, dude. They used to always, like, when Sean Salisbury was there, that's what they would do, is talk about sports, man. Now they're talking about all this other crap, and their ratings are horrible. They're laying off all these damn people. So, man, ESPN, damn, they've fallen big time. I remember going to ESPN ready to watch sports, but I hear other crap that they're showing. I'm like, what the hell is going on there, man? Stick to damn football. We have the NFC Championship, AFC Championship going on. Why are you talking about this other crap? That's for another video, man. But I love it, man. I love it how this dude actually standing up to the media, now that he's a part of the media now, and just saying, dude, you guys are freaking nuts. You guys are nuts, man. So I've always liked Sean, even though, yeah, he could get a little testy, man. He's someone that got a little testy. You saw in this interview that he was kind of going off there. But I love it, man. I love it that there are people out there that play the game, man. You see every quarterback that's played the game, from Sean Salisbury to JT O'Sullivan, Joe Montana, Steve Young. It's just like every day there's like a new quarterback. Like, even Tom Brady was saying really good stuff about Brock. The only one that didn't was Cam Newton, who said that Brock was a game manager, but then he said Tom Brady's a game manager too, which, yeah, man, that guy's got to put the crack pipe down, man. Scam Newton. But yeah, it's just going to continue. The hate's going to continue. But I'm telling you, man, I have a great feeling. I have an amazing feeling that he's going to go off this week. That Brock's going to go off this week. He's just going to shut these, even though he doesn't care. These guys are going to shut up. Nick Wright, Colin Cowherd, everyone at FS1. They're going to finally eat their crow. That Judgment Day will come for these fools. 2 games. That's all we want. That's all we want, baby. 2 games to go down, as a Super Bowl champion. You can't take that away. You cannot take that away. So I'm confident, man. I'm confident. He had a bad game, yeah, but that last drive, clutch, man. Absolutely clutch. So get ready, man. Get ready. I'm telling you guys, Brock Purdy's going to have a badass game this week, and he's going to lead us to the Super Bowl, man. We're going to go back. We're going to go back. And all these people in the media that are experts in every category in life, supposedly, all these freaking, I'm not going to go there, but I'm not going to go there in this video. But that's what I got, man. What do you think about Sean Salisbury? What he had to say? Like, comment, subscribe. Talk to you next time. Peace.